Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, Tag12, I've been calling me, I don't really care. Welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I just wanted to make a real quick video, nothing too special, and I wanted to talk about badges, and also that I'm playing tier 10 tanks again. I finally managed to get myself out of the rut and started playing tier 10 again, and I've had some games where I had quite a bit of fun. The key is probably to just not care too much about the games, because there are going to be situations that will be completely crazy, especially at tier 10, but that's just how you play World of Tanks. So, yeah, the badges. Let's take a look at the badges and talk about this real quickly, because I don't think anyone really makes any kind of videos about these badges, because there have been a lot of badges in World of Tanks now for about 4 or 5 years. They've added them, and these badges are all kind of cool. I really like some of them. The RNG badge is really cool. That just shows off that you have been in a video of the World of Tanks YouTube channel because of the RNG, where like there are really crazy clips. You have like the Commander's badge, which is basically for the referral contract. Don't really do that. Or the Global Map Legend, for participating in Clan Wars. Like, these are all kind of like status symbols because they show, wow, your dedication to the game. And like the Golden Legionnaire, that you're like in the top Golden League of ranked battles. All of these things are super cool. I was running around with the Silver Legionnaire and the Super Test Veteran badge, which shows that you have been a Super Test veteran for a very long time. And you can see I don't own a lot of these badges. A lot of these badges I've never will own, and I probably don't even need to own, because like a second front veteran right here means that you have had like all of the different missions and the secondary missions. You've completed them for the second campaign, which is for Chimera, the Excalibur, and the Object 279E. I'm not even working on the Object 279E because I just don't really care at the moment. I'm just playing my tanks. I'm trying to earn some credits. I'm just enjoying the game, and I'm not really putting any kind of pressure on myself to complete these. But what I do have is I do have a couple of badges for the Stuk 4 and the T28 HTC badge class 1, which I think is, they look kind of cool, but obviously they're nothing special. Now, why am I running around with the lighted up 13 badge, which was a Halloween special about 3 or 4 years ago, which you got when you purchased something on the store, which they kind of threw after you. There was also another badge that you received, not a badge, but actually a award, if you actually unlocked the TL1 PC, which is basically a tank that you bought for real life money, and it's somewhere in your award. Let me just real fast find it just to show it. It's right there. For a perfect taste in music, awarded to players who earned by buying it the premium TL1 LPC together with the Pretty Fly 3D style. So basically, they gave you an award for buying a premium tank. That's all it takes. You can see awards, obviously, I have a shit ton of them, but that's not really very important. What I wanted to talk about was the badges. So why am I running around with the 13 lighted up badge or with the Let's Kick Some Ice badge? These badges are some of the badges that you'll see the most in World of Tanks. I also have the display badge, the beta tester badge, which I do run occasionally. But like, the interesting thing is, if you don't have XVM in World of Tanks, the players on your team and on the enemy team, they don't really get a lot of information about your skills. So maybe you don't have XVM, maybe they have XVM, but you have anonymizer, so they don't see your stats and everything. So in the end, any kind of snippet of information could give you a bit of a hint on what kind of a player it could be. So if you are running around, for example, with the second veteran badge, which showcases that you're ultimate G, you have all this Object 279E, you have all the missions done, you need a lot of skill to do that. Players will think, well, that is a player that knows what he's about, that who knows what to do in the game, and they will focus you. So it's a bit of superstition because obviously there is nothing that you can prove, but the funny thing is that I had the feeling when I was running around with the beta tester badge when I was running around with this badge, or maybe the T28 HTC badge, where I want to show off that I done all of the missions for the secondary objectives on the first and second mission for the first campaign. I had the feeling that people would be focusing me a lot more because I'm trying to show something off that I'm skilled at the game, maybe like the Object 260 badge. Um, and it's really interesting because the thing is, you're trying to be as low, like the thing that I'm trying to do is I want to be as low key as I can when I play this game. That artillery, especially artillery, this is one of the main reasons why I kind of switched the badges around. That artillery does not focus me because back in the days, artillery there were a lot of players that focused players mainly on the XVM stats, and it was a lot of times artillery players were trying to knock out like the statistically good players, even if the statistically good players were kind of super assholes and douchey and didn't play very well sometimes. Um, like there was a lot of focus going on because obviously you want to take out good players on the enemy team to make it easier for you to win because good players can turn the tide of a battle. Bad players, medium, any kind of player can do that as well. But I would just say, statistically speaking, the good players will know what to do a lot more than the players that do not have the same kind of experience. We're talking about experience right there. And that is something that is quite interesting because these badges, well, you can hide a bit behind them. If you're running around in this let's kick some ice, where basically everyone got this badge for opening boxes, you cannot tell if this player has some skills because it doesn't take any skills to unlock this badge. And if you don't have XVM and everything, and it's the only like place where you can get some information about the player, the let's kick some ice badge will absolutely show you nothing. And I think this is like one of the reasons why a lot of players just absolutely use badges that are very easy to get and no one is really running around in like crazy badges. I see a lot of like sometimes I see global map legend badges, sometimes I see the golden legionnaire, but a lot of times I don't see any of these badges and there are players that just don't care about badges at all. But for me, it's a bit of the superstition that if you don't have any badge, well, you don't have any information. But if you put this badge on or the 13 lighted up, the players think, well, this idiot, he can't do anything. He doesn't know how to play the game because he has a badge that any moron can get their hands off. And like there are so many of us that are running these badges, and it's so funny because I've seen a match where an entire line of my team was running around in let's kick some ice badges and 13 lighted up badges. And the question is, are all of these players trying to hide themselves from the enemy team, or are all of these players like really bad and they just don't care, they want to run a badge and the only badge that they have is let's kick some ice or the 13 lighted up, because those badges you actually got if you bought something, because a lot of the other badges you cannot buy, right? And so it's a lot of fun to just run around in these badges, and like it gives me a bit of additional like um, you know quietness in the sense of, well, I think they will not target me based on my profile alone. So I think that is one of the reasons why players are running around in really weird badges, and you don't really see a lot of those crazy good badges or differentiated badges. I don't really pay that much attention to it, but once somebody pointed it out to me, I started looking more into what kind of badges you can see in the match, and I've seen so many snowflake badges. I think it's really, really fun. So this video today, I just wanted to talk about that real quickly because it doesn't really have any importance whatsoever, but I just thought that maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think it's really fun because I do think that players are not, completely always are trying to get all of the bonuses that they can, all the advantages that they can in the match, and I've seen players actually use badges to hide their own identities, and I think it's quite interesting. So either way, I see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a good one. Hopefully this one wasn't too weird, but yeah.